Hello and welcome to the show. Now, regular viewers of my content will know that I am a very big V8 supercar fan, and I am also a very big fan of the Ute racing series. It kind of acts as a support series for the V8. Now that we have Utes in Forza Horizon 3, of course it makes sense to go racing with them. And again, we can have some more. We've had a lot of Ford versus Holden rivalry going on. Kind of makes sense though, really, for Horizon 3. Now, we have got a selection of race-prepared vehicles, and these have been made as closely to the specs of the real cars as we can. The Holden gets a lot of power. It's got more power, so much more power from standard than the Ford, so the Ford has to be beefed up to make these cars as even as possible. And a big thank you to DerIntegraR for building these tunes. They can be found on his storefront if you want to have a go with them after this video. And we're going to go racing with them and see how things go, see which vehicles come out on top. And as ever when we go to film anything on Horizon 3, it's just starting to get to night. Thankfully, we've done that opening intro we shot, and I can now go and control all of the time and the weather over in the races. So that's always helpful. Right, let us go and set this up. We are going to be in S1 class. We are going to go for, we'll go for 6 laps. Morning, cloudy, that's all looking good to me. Right, let us go racing with our Utes. Now, of course, we have to start off with a street circuit, as this is well as close to the actual racetracks that the Utes would run around. Oh, I am the highest placed Ford. Unfortunately, we don't have the sort of full Surfers Paradise layout, which kind of seems like a little bit of a missed opportunity, really, for Horizon 3. However, this is going to have to do. There is plenty of, unfortunately, road furniture around the place to be worrying about. We are going to get a very, very good start, in fact, as we run up towards turn 1, and I'm immediately going to end up in some bins. That's not normally a problem they have with the Utes, but there we go. Yeah, we're going to get stuck on the outside. I do apologise, did not know where that corner was, and in fact it's cost me a lot more. We are very much being hung out to dry there on the outside of that lot. I guess that's what I get for making a meal of the first couple of corners. Right, we can hopefully settle in and maybe try and get some positions back. That is a really nasty jump. A lot of cars ending up out wide in the fence. We're stuck on the outside, though, through this next turn. We're going to follow the... Oh, there's a spinner up ahead. Sorry, guys. Anyone on the inside? I had to kind of get myself across, otherwise we're going to end up stuck. I'm giving them as much space as I can on the inside. We are indeed clear. It's nice having some mirrors going on around here to look at. Ooh, we're going to scythe our way through, just about getting in front of the black Ute that's now going to try and come back around the outside of this final corner. Not going to be able to make that stick as we cross the line for our first lap now. How fast can we be through this corner? It's not going to be a flat-out turn. There's going to have to be a little bit of a brake, a little bit of a lift through there. Ooh, I'm too late on the brakes for it again. They've replaced their bins really quickly, considering they've got a full racing situation going on again. They're just there getting their bins put back into place every lap, just in time for us to come racing back past again. There's a big battle going on for the lead. Once more, we crest that jump. You really want to be on the inside across there. There's a lot of cars getting sort of stuck out wide. There are some hideous paint jobs going on up ahead. I will point that out. Not my choice of paint jobs. Cars ahead. That is a garishly bright pink car up in second place. And yeah, there are Vauxhall badges. I'm sorry, Australians. People are being mean to you. I apologise. Anyway, the car up ahead had a incident with, I don't know if it was a phone booth or a bus stop or whatever it was. Yeah, you've got to be really careful of them. They slow you down no end. I think the Fords have actually got a little bit more speed than the Holdens in a straight line. I think the Holdens might be a tad better through the corners, though, than us Fords, so they kind of make it back up again. Oh, we're going 3 wide into this next corner. That was a hell of a manoeuvre. Well done to, oh, God, the Holden up ahead for making that one stick around the outside. I'm going to move myself up into 4th place. These are fantastic cars to be racing with. As I said, I wanted to stick to the inside. I was forced to go the long way around. I'm still on the outside. We're not going to make that one stick, although He has got... Oh, he might have got reset. He may have missed the checkpoint, because I don't know where he went. That's unfortunate. I did try and give him space on the inside. I apologise if I did end up squeezing him out a bit too much, though, there, because that was an incredible battle we were having there as we head through these next few corners. Oh, we've got slight issues with a lamppost. They are quite vicious. If one of them falls down and gets stuck in the front of your car and so on, they cause a lot of problems. So we've lost a bit of ground to this lead pack that I would like to make back up on this next lap. Oh, uh-oh, we're going to eat a bin. Going to eat a bin big time through there. There's been a change for second place. The Holden is actually moving his way up towards the front of this race. I think it is currently a Ford leading the way. We've got we've got quite a large gap back to the vehicles behind. They may well be tangling on their own and slowing each other down and whatnot. We've got a huge gap. Could have been some missed checkpoints going on as well. That is always a possibility on a street circuit like this on Horizon. Now it is our turn to be in prime attacking position for the you're not going to miss it, are you? I mean, my orange cars are normally pretty bright, pretty noticeable, but you're not going to miss a bright pink Ford Pursuit Ute. Now, oh, God, that's so nasty. It's better to be the car that hits the lamppost or telegraph poles and so on than be the car that follows when it gets knocked down. We've had a few issues with vehicles at times getting caught. This circuit is one of the worst as the... I was going to say, I don't know if that was driver ran wide or where the car got lagged. We had a problem with this circuit. I can't remember what cars it was. I think it was the 100 horsepower cars. We were going to run at this track, but we couldn't do it because they had so many issues with the lampposts and the telegraph poles getting stuck under the front of them. Whoa, I love that jump. That is such an interesting... I think we should add that into all future Ute races. They should have a jump section just to add that extra element of crazy. To be fair, I wouldn't mess around with the Ute races. They are excellent fun. If you can find them on YouTube, I highly recommend you go and check them out because there is some incredible racing in the actual series. And so far, our Horizon imitation is pretty good with us a little bit, which is kind of at that awkward stage where you can see the car ahead and I'm just not quite able to catch close enough. I'm not quite able to do enough to challenge for that podium spot. Yeah, my little mistake dropping me back has cost me slightly. Pink car wipes out the bins once more. There's sort of some sectors where I close a lot and then others where I'm just not quite quick enough to do anything. I mean, the two leaders could still tangle. There is still time to go in this race to make something happen. Get on those brakes on the landing of the jump. Can I do anything? See, I'm quite quick at the landing of the jump. That corner I'm fast at, but then the final couple of turns is where I'm struggling a little bit more. We are in a really good position, though, to possibly try and find a way past, but we're coming up to my weakest corners on the track. It has been a good final lap from me. Yeah, just struggling to get the car turned in through there, although Ute up ahead takes out the bus stop. I'm trying to take speed through here. It's not going to be enough, though. No, it's not going to be enough. We're going to have to settle for the fourth place. That was a hell of a race, though. Very much enjoyed that one. Fastest laps are so close. In fact, fastest laps are really close all the way down. 7th place got the quickest lap of the race. Yeah, I needed to be better in that final couple of corners. Oh, that was a close finish. Over 8th. That was a hell of a finish back there. Well, in fact, the leaders were also incredibly close across there. Fords do dominate the top 5 in this opening round, although Holden does take second place. These are a lot of fun. The Utes head next to the highway circuit, a track that probably one of my lesser preferred of the tarmac circuits. I haven't tended to use it very much though, so I figured we should come here. Some nice long straights for that Ford straight line speed to be useful with. Yeah, also some quite fast corners around the place. I'm a little bit boxed in with, well, Holdens at the moment. There's not going to be a gap there to go through. A little bit bopped around at the start of this one, and again I find myself plummeting towards the back of the field. Can we make it around the outside? Nope. Nope, not going to work, not going to work. I'm really glad there wasn't anyone on my inside because I was kind of ending up going to be down there regardless of what happens. Right, we have got a lot of work to be doing down in 11th place here. All the Holden up ahead went very wide. We're going to get a mega cutback because everybody was out wide in the fence. We're going to get a stack of positions, although that does make me stuck on the outside for this downhill section. I'm sorry I drove into the door, but there was really no other choice I had there to make sure that I got the checkpoint. We've got some lag going on ahead of us. Unfortunately, that is one of the joys of online racing. That is not a problem that the actual Utes have to contend with. And there was some argy-bargy on that final turn. Right, come on forward, propel yourself along. I'm kind of scared of the laggy car. If we can get past the laggy car as quickly as possible, I would be okay with that. Right, we are up into 6th place. After a poor start, I'm not too displeased with that, and we can still see the big group of lead cars up ahead, all fighting for position. I think it's a completely different group of lead cars. Oh no, we've still got the bright pink car going on up up there for us to try and not be blinded by. Now, this part of the circuit, I'm never quite sure just how fast I dare be through here. These are for very, very powerful rear-wheel drive Utes. These have got a remarkable high amount of grip. Oh no, that's way too much speed I've thrown in down there. That's going to cost me some time. Fortunately for me, the cars ahead have also got a little bit too brave down that section. Oh, there is a change for 3rd place. The two leaders are not pulling away massively. They're a couple of seconds down the road from 3rd. I think a podium is going to be... Perhaps I've got a couple of seconds to make up if we're going to get on the podium, though I can actually now see the leaders going into turn 1, which is always helpful. Oh, they are quite early on the brakes, the cars ahead. Oh, I'm going to get some little bit of wheel spin. Ford up ahead is sliding, but as I said, considering the amount of power, these things are actually really quite controllable on the way down here. We're going to make the other Ute go the long way around, although that will then put me on the outside through here. He's going to slide his way back past, return the favour, return the knock I gave him into turn 1. Now, the trick here, you want to be right on the inside for the first part so you can get a smooth run through the second part. Indeed, that has put me quick out of the chicane. Oh, I think one of the leaders might have missed a checkpoint because this is now the fight for 3rd place rather than for 4th. It is easily done on Horizon, and yeah, that is something that can very much happen. The two up ahead have been bumping their way down the start-finish straight. That is going to allow me to take advantage. We're going to soar up past 1. We're going to go for a dive up the inside into turn 1. Are we? No, not quite. I wasn't quite sure. We're going to go for a little bit of argy-bargy, and we will get our way alongside. We had to work for that pass, but we have got the move done. That'll put us up into 3rd place. I wasn't quite sure where the pink car was going to be, and got a little bit squeezed against the concrete wall, but a bit of paint swapping is okay. No harm done there. Oh, we're going to overshot there ever so slightly. That's a really arsey corner. I've driven this circuit, I think the only time I've driven it have been with much slower cars, and then that's quite an easy flat-out section to get. In these, you're taking so much speed down the first part that it is not a simple corner. You've really got to be sort of slow through the opening part to get a good exit at the bottom of the hill. Now we are holding the station at a 2-second gap between first to second and then second to third, so a little bit of no man's land going on. I've not got such a big gap behind me. I've gone too brave on the brakes into turn 1, although you can get away with it through there. You can get away with running that wider line, although I have lost a bit of time. I'm just watching the sectors now, and it's some time gained through one bit and then lost through the next one. Can we be neat and tidy out of here? Again, don't mind putting a wheel on the grass slightly. We're not having too many sort of big sideways issues with it. When we do, that was better over the crest, a better run. Second is kind of slightly catching the leader. It may be too little too late. This final corner is kind of blend into one if you get it right, and I haven't got it right at all in my attempts to make up time. There's a big slide from the car behind, and he, I think, going to lose that position. Not quite on the run towards the line. Yeah, I was pushing a bit too hard in all of that. I don't know how we found a lap down car almost on this. Probably had some issues with the checkpoints, and I'm now trying way too hard. Not a good idea. I mean, I kind of had to do something, and there's nothing really to lose at this stage of the race. I'm not quite getting to the stage of losing my third place, but there we go. I'm liking the Utes. I'm really liking the Utes. In fact, I think this circuit perhaps a little bit more favoured to the Fords. I believe it might be a Ford 1 to 5 at the moment. So yeah, that's oh god, we're going to have a big moment down there. As did second place, judging by his car positioning. It was all out of shape as well through that sector. It is going to be around the final corner for us. It's 3 wide behind. The fastest of the Holdens is trying to get in the mix back there. Some excitement going on for 5th place, a little bit more spread out at the front. However, it is Ford's dominant here at the highway circuit, 1st to 5th with the Fords. Fastest lap. Again, very close. The Holdens were not that far down in fastest lap terms, though. There's a couple there in the 102s. In fact, there was 3 in the 102s. So, oh no, sorry, that's a Ford further down. That was in the 102. Yeah, fastest lap-wise, pretty damn comparative. Just obviously got in a little bit of bad luck. Perhaps missed checkpoints and so on, and got dropped back. And, you know, when everyone's running this similar lap times, very difficult to make up that gap in as even a cars. But, yeah, at least I got a podium. We've made progress. We're up into 3rd now, so if we keep going for another couple of races, I might find myself winning plenty of XP. I never know whether to even bother stick around recording this bit, because I know we're going to get nothing. My luck with wheel spins and my luck with the random gift cars in Enthusia is just awful at the moment. Yeah, it's just abysmal. I just don't win cars from these sort of things anymore. So far, the Fords have been doing really rather well in this Ute racing. And next circuit, though, the Woodland circuit, may possibly bring things back for the Holdens. I am starting a little bit further down the order this time around. If we can have a good start, I'd really like to have a good start in one of these. There's a lot of smoke. I think someone might have been a bit sluggish getting away. That's caused a few cars to have to shift around there. Oh, we're going to end up in a lot of trouble, and I've nearly rolled it. Okay, you know what I said about getting a good start? It would be really nice if we could. I think there may possibly have been a shunt on the start line in this one that we didn't quite see. It is a narrow start line. This one, to be fair, quite a lot of Horizons are on the rather narrow side. Okay, we are up into 7th place. Can we find a way past? Not at that corner. Last time I drove this circuit was in a very different car. It was in the mighty Jaguar against some real power-hungry cars. That was quite a good race. And this one, well, we're going to get ourselves up a position here. Yeah, don't think he fancied going around the outside. Little bit bumpy, just about got the Ford back under control again. We're going to have a big lift on the way down there. Oh, someone has rolled massively and then been scooped up. That's a safety car if ever I saw one. That is massive accident down there. I'm kind of glad that we were close enough to witness that one, because that was seriously impressive going. That's the banking that caught me out. That's the banking that caught me out and very nearly put me on the roof on lap 1. And yeah, that is... I was going to say, I was wondering if that would be a dangerous corner, but yeah, it is. It is indeed. I think that might be the Holdens now being dumped down the order again with a bit of bad luck. If I can get my way up into 3rd, we'll have an exact copy of the top 3 from last time. I could just get some luck at the start of these races. That would be helpful. Oh no, that's not a good place to be going. That's not a good place to be going at all. I got too brave, too aggressive, trying to get to the inside, and that did not work whatsoever. Okay, I'm not sure quite what gear I want to be in at times. Oh, we've got a good run out of there, though. The car ahead, little bit of lag going on, hence why it's got almost constant smoke screen going on. Oh, I can't really see a thing back here, and I definitely don't know this track well enough to be completely blind following the vehicle ahead. That's one of the difficulties with Horizon, really, in getting clean racing. The cars are a little bit more forgiving, a little bit easier to drive on Horizon. However, you just don't learn the tracks in the same way that you do on, let's say, Motorsport 6, for example. You know, you don't have braking boards and whatnot to go on either. So yeah, there does tend to be a little bit less track knowledge, and that leads to a little bit more in the way of bumps and so on. I love how this skill chain is just continually going up because I'm sitting in the slipstream the entire way around a lap. I just cannot find a way past it. And that time it was me getting a big slide and costing 150,000 points exactly. Well done me on that one. Yeah, this lap has not gone particularly well. In fact, I think second place may have dropped ever so slightly back, but is still going to be a bit out of range. Yeah, that pink Ford is now floating away from me. That's slightly scary. I was okay when you were just throwing up smoke. I'd rather you don't go flying around. That's going to make it quite scary if we get close enough to try and get a pass done. Although I think it does, thankfully, go ghost mode when any of the real lagginess is going. Most of the time. Sometimes it can still be in sort of physical collision mode and get taken out by lag. Again, that's just what can happen with the joys of online racing. I was much neater that time around through the turn, but I'm still going to be too far back to try anything on this circuit. This is actually quite a fast circuit in these cars. There is not a huge amount in the way of heavy braking zones here whatsoever to try and effect a pass. You really kind of rely on the car ahead making a mistake. The Holden that was behind me briefly threatened, I'm not sure if he didn't run wide somewhere and drop back a bit. I really want to be flat out down this first sector, but I know you're not going to be, because you're going to end up out wide on the bank there and rolled over, which is yeah, not good. Not good for a productive race. Good for a spectacular video, mind. I just don't want to roll out of fourth in all of this. I'm not being quick enough. Not being quick enough up here whatsoever. I think I might possibly be in the wrong gear on the exit of that hairpin. I might leave it in fourth when I should really go into third. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to be able to do anything, although with a big slide and a big running wide moment for the car ahead. I'm closer now as we run towards the finish line. One more lap I might have been able to have a go. That when I got too close and had to back off, that really cost me. Again, look at the fastest laps going on here. Once more, the poor Maloos get fastest lap. I think that might be the one with the fastest lap. Might have been the car that rolled out. Yeah, just can't get any luck. First to fifth locked out for the Fords again. Not a good day for the HSV so far. They've just been so unlucky. However, the racing has been excellent between the Fords here. Shall we go for another? I think we'll get another level up out of this race. We'll go for another wheel spin. We will see if we can get something interesting, game. Come on. I've got faith in you. I don't know why, but maybe if I say it enough times, I'll believe it. I don't have much faith in you, but we're going to win. Hey, we got a car at least, and it was a decent car. SL65 AMG Black Series. Probably the best thing I've won on a wheel spin in ages. So, it wouldn't be FailRace without doing something a little bit silly to finish off. As much as I have enjoyed driving these cars around and having some actually really rather good racing with the Utes, we are going to end with a rallycross race at my favourite of the rallycross circuits in Byron Bay. We're around the outside of turn 1 and we have made it into the fence. Bugger, we've made a better start than we have in the previous ones though, at least. Now, the Ford was perhaps the slightly faster of the two cars. The Holden perhaps the slightly better handling of them. Oh, we're going to get punted massively into the next corner. Sorry to the car that I think was on the outside. I got a bit of assistance in that one. Yeah, the Ford is a little bit quicker, getting accelerated and so on. The Holden, ooh, okay, I'm carrying way too much speed, and a whole heap of other cars have done exactly the same thing. Got to get my mind out. What was the last cars we drove around here? Something quite slow. Oh, one of the leaders missed a checkpoint and has dropped back through the order. That's another Holden. The Holdens are not getting any of the luck whatsoever here. I think there is a couple of Holdens, though, behind me that we are going to have to watch out for. What was the last car that drove around here? Anyway, they're vastly different, and now I'm doing silly rookie errors in this. Well, it's a pretty damn fast car. It's a mid S1 class vehicle, this, so it's certainly got plenty of speed about it. I'm struggling a little bit with understeer through these much slower speed turns. Oh, I might be the one to miss the checkpoint there. I really had to change direction and screw myself over in that. We did get the checkpoint at least. Now, I know I've got a car coming up the inside, and he has got the move done. I cannot be the Ford to let the Fords down here. We cannot. We could do with another. Oh, I think we're going to get dive bombed. We're going to give the car space on the inside anyway. I cannot be the one to let the Fords down in this race, so we're going to have to try. And I'm certainly on a track that I like as well. The Holden up ahead has ended up in the fence. The Ford behind has ended up in the fence on the outside as well. So easily done on this circuit. There we go. That's the line that we want to be getting out of that turn. Can I do anything with it, though, down here? Not really. I'm going to go a bit earlier on the brakes because I've been having problems through this section. Ooh, we're up on two wheels across the curb. That's not going to help with turning, really. not good. Bouncing up onto your side. Get it really slowed down for this nasty, nasty hairpin. We're on the power across the footpath a little bit. Too far back to really have a look into the final turn. I will settle for just being neat and smooth. Get a good run out of that last hairpin. We're going to be stuck going to the outside. Ooh. I don't even think he knew I was on the outside on that one. We're not going to be able to get the move done there. Again, onto this dirt section. Can't get anything done, although I do tend to be slow on the first part to try and get that good run off the second part, although the Maloo up ahead has actually done a very, very good job of getting off the turn neatly there. Now we will get turned in. Struggling a little bit with visibility on the old Ford here. Right, we've lost some ground this lap out. Hopefully, though, we can make it back up. It's something I have found on Forza games in general, actually, with the right-hand drive cars at times. On a lot of the circuits that you go to, visibility is a little bit more of a problem. I had it with a TVR Sagaris on Forza 6. It was really bad. Some corners on, I think it was Virginia I was driving at, you just couldn't see. You were just kind of turning in blind and hoping. Are we going to be able to get to the inside at turn one? I don't think, no. Don't think I can get that move done. I think my most likely place is going to be here if I can get my neater line. Oh, we both clipped the wall, although I clipped it slightly less. Got that power down. If we can now get ahead, yes, we can. We can get across and then defend on our way up here, I think. Is the Holden going to come back at me? No, not quite. In fact, the leaders are having a great scrap at the front. Our little fight here has cost us a fair bit of time on them. I think he might be sticking his nose up the inside. I'll give him space. Indeed, he is. He's now going to be to the outside, though, as we head into this hairpin. Is he going to go for a cutback? I'm just going to park it on the apex, make him go the long way round. He's done it. Well done. That is a hell of a pass. That is one hell of a pass from the Holden. I did not think he was going to be able to make that one stick, but he has done it very, very well. I think almost every lap the HSV has ended up in the fence through there. Now I'm going to go for, he kept it out of the wall, kept it out of the concrete this time around. I might be in trouble, chaps. I might not quite be able to get the Ford on the podium. I absolutely threw it across the curb there. try and we're going to get to the inside. We've kind of Morse coded our way alongside the HSV. I am slithering and sliding, and I have got it ahead as we run up towards the final turn. Now, we saw the HSV go around the outside of me last time. This time he's not quite close enough. I cover the inside. There's another Ford right behind him. The Holden got a big slide. I think he's still going to take fourth, though, in all of that. Whew. Oh, that was a good race. Look at the fastest lap between me and the Malou. I was racing that entire time. We're so close. Leaders again, you know, lap time wise, I don't think I drove the best of races, to be honest, in that one. A little bit down on a few of the cars. That was a lot of fun. Again, there's another Malou down the bottom. Just couldn't get any luck with either bumping and missing checkpoints or making mistakes and so on, being quite costly. The Fords are going to claim victory in this one. It has been Ford podium domination throughout this. However, we're not quite going to get enough to level up. Perhaps the most important thing to take away from all of this is that these are incredibly fun vehicles to go racing. There were some incredibly close races with the Utes. I very much recommend that you have a go with these cars. As I said, these can be found on DerIntegraR's storefront. I'll put the name in the description so you can go and search it up and you can download these. Have a go with them yourself and go do some Ute racing. It is incredible fun. However, that's going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.